What's up, guys? This video is not about my wins and my losses. It's about the lessons that I learned today while trading that will lead you to bigger wins and smaller losses. Okay, so let's dive into it. It's right now the middle of the day, and it's not even noon yet. Just got done trading, made 2 trades on the S&P 500. I'm using supply and demand zones. I learned about them from Carmine Rosado. I'll give him full credit for where I learned this, and I'm learning more and more about it every day. But after yesterday, when surprisingly markets rallied, and we talk about be greedy when others are fearful, there was a lot of fear. And yesterday the S&P 500 pretty much rallied most the day. Okay, and I actually took a loss yesterday on a small position I got stopped out on. And the lesson for this video, first lesson, and this has happened today as well, which I will walk through, is you have to be able to establish stops, and you have to remember that you can always re-enter a trade. It's not you lose and you're done for the day. And this is something that I've struggled with, and this is really the first time today that I've gotten stopped out, kept watching, waited for a better setup, got back in, and then just had a great day. If we jump into the Discord, guys, I like to let everybody know what I'm doing. I'm pretty much just trading the S&P 500 right now. It allows me to focus on one thing, learn price action, learn my supply and demand zones. I'm not all over the place. I'm also not looking to be a millionaire off of this. This is just a hobby for me, which is why it's over here on this channel and not on the main channel. But I pretty much walked through this morning what I wanted to do. We can see that I had my key supply and demand zones. And what I did also was, at the end of the day yesterday, they pretty much created another demand zone right here. And this is also important, guys. You have to be able to, switch your plans up and switch some zones, which happened also intraday while I was making this trade. We see this was the overnight session last night. It came down into that demand, bounced again. And I pretty much said to them, if we're going to be looking here, what I'm going to be looking for is another test into supply. And then if it falls back out, I'll be looking to write puts, okay? I'll be looking to buy puts. I like to buy puts. I like options. That's what I'm comfortable with. So the day developed and it got in and it pretty much jumped back in and then it came out. And I said that inside the Discord, I wanted to be a little bit patient because I wasn't sure if this was going to create a bull pennant and then it was going to fly out. And in retrospect, I didn't even follow my own advice. Pretty much once it dropped below this line right here, and that was the high of yesterday. Once it broke above that high of yesterday, I was pretty confident that I was going to be able to take a position and have my stop be pretty much right at the bottom of the supply zone, which was about a $70 loss that I was taking, that I was able to do. I let them know at 10:01 I'm in. I let them know my first profit target and my stop, and then boom. 20 minutes later, I was stopped out, and that is okay. I took about a $73 loss. And then I said to myself, well, look at what's going on here. The supply has now become a demand, in my opinion. Let's see what happens. We could see what we saw yesterday with a small morning pullback and then a move to the upside. And that's essentially what happened. About 15 minutes later, I was in for long calls. I set up my targets. And if we look at them, what I'm saying is, after this little bit, what once was supply to me now became demand. And I found pretty much 2 demand zones, and you see them overlapping, which gave a little bit of strength. So after I got stopped out, it started to climb out of that demand, and I want that test. So it came back in and tested, and then I took a long position pretty much right here at 431 with a really, really tight loss. My stop was going to be at 430.47, okay? So the great way to not have to stop out so much is open your position really, really close to where you want your stop to be. And I knew that if it fell back down here, that plan was going to be broken for me, and I was willing to take another stop. If you have small stops, you could take a number of different losses in a row. It's not that big of a deal. Right now I'm working with a portfolio size of about $6,800, which is where that $70 stop comes in. I don't want to risk more than 1% of my portfolio pretty much on every single trade. It started to do exactly what we thought it was going to do. When it got to here, I was trying to think to myself, don't try and make up for that loss. This is its own separate trade, which is another lesson. Don't try and make up for your old stop loss. Don't stay in something long because you're trying to make up ground. If it looked right and it's set up and I took a smaller gain than my loss, I would have been okay. I did not try and stretch it out, but I did have 3 contracts. And I knew that I was going to try and lock in some profits all the way up to my target. And that's pretty much what I said. I peeled off a contract for a $55 win, got back to first trade. And like I said, I literally said need to wait for the second Tesla bull flag. I didn't. So that's what I was talking about this. I did not take my own advice. And then I just started peeling off all my targets. I'm out a few cents away from my target. My target was way up here. Essentially, once it hit here, I got out. Again, we can see this is live now. In hindsight, it came back down. It's still moving to the upside, and that's okay because in hindsight, you know, it's either going to go up, it's going to go down. That doesn't really matter. But this was good for a 22% return. And when I got in, I'm in at 10.45. I said I was all out at 10.21, so about $30. And like I said, I have no problem talking. This is only $320. Not that big of a deal. 250 day with the previous stop loss. And if I would not have stopped out, I would have lost thousands. And that's a really, really big key. And a month ago, I would not have been able to. I would have said, it's going to come down. There's no way we're going to have 2 green days in a row with what's been going on this year. But I trusted my gut. I trusted the process. I stopped myself out. If I wouldn't have stopped myself out down here, it would have kept going up here, and this would have been a completely lost trade. That first entry was about $1,000. I would have lost $1,000 here. So it's okay to crack some eggs to make an omelet. It's okay to take stop losses because I took a $70 stop, but then I took a nice rally to the upside, and that ended up $250 on the day, which for me, that's a really, really good trade. I drove home right here. You can always re-enter. Done for the day. I said don't, not really a good writer. Done for the day. I'm going for a long lunch, right? It's noontime. I'm done for the day. Up $250. Can't make a career on it, but this is my hobby, guys. Please remember, short video, manage your stops. It's okay to re-enter. That's the whole thing. It's not about the 22% gain. It's not about the zones that we drew. I can make videos about that if you want. Manage your stops. Okay, I've been more profitable in the last couple weeks because I am stopping out more than ever. I am not holding trades, and please, if you're starting out here, do not hold trades either. Take the stop, walk away, go get a drink of water, go take a shot of whiskey, whatever you're into, and then get back into the trade, guys. I think this channel might become more recaps and day trading. Keep that away from the main channel if you like that idea. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments to do more trade recaps like this. Tell you the lessons that I'm learning as we document this journey. And maybe we can get this thing up to like 25, 50K by the end of the year. We shall see. I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Have a great, fucking weekend. Have a great fucking weekend.